Britt Asmundson has served as West Orchard's technology aide for 14 years. Her role was an inherently dynamic one and evolved at a rapid pace as new technology and innovative spaces literally and figuratively reshaped what teaching and learning looked like in our school. Britt eagerly embraced these changes as opportunities. She exemplified being a lifelong learner and actively strengthened her knowledge and skill set in order to support teachers and students in leveraging technology to personalize learning, enhance engagement, and ensure access for all. We hope that in retirement, Britt can shift all of that energy towards her love for adventure and travel. The West Orchard community is grateful that she paused along her pathway to spend these past 14 years with us, and we wish her all the best as her journey continues.
I am pleased to speak for George Benak to celebrate his retirement. George began teaching at Greeley in 1992. He is our current department chair of math and has taught almost every math class available. He has also supported our computer science program and our use of instructional technology. When it was a new program, he was our computer science teacher, instructing students in BASIC and C++. He was also on the very first technology committee in the district and the first turnkey committee, training other teachers on laptops. He has been our webmaster, SAT administrator, chess club advisor, and spelling bee pronouncer. He has worked the boards at basketball, volleyball, and football. A community member, parent of Greeley graduates, and fierce advocate for the math department, there is no teacher more invested in Greeley than George. I also know George, as do so many others, as a teacher with tremendous passion for his work, a straight talker with a strong sense of justice, and a talented musician on the guitar, piano, and vocals. He supports his students by combining high expectations with the understanding that we learn from our mistakes. And I know that George will miss his students in those moments when a teacher feels the satisfaction of guiding a student toward inspiration. And I know George will miss his colleagues. George, you leave some big shoes to fill. Enjoy your retirement knowing that you have shaped your department and you are leaving us well positioned to meet the future. Congratulations.
I'm honored to talk about Blanche Blair. Blanche began her career at the school district on July 19, 1999, served as the district treasurer. After 20 years of dedicated service, she retired on November 8, 2019. During that time, not only did she have the oversight of district finances, all the district accounts, including operations and grants funds, but she also oversaw the financing of the 2 capital bonds. The first bond was to build 7 bridges and the renovation of Greeley High School, Bell Middle School, and Roaring Brook Elementary School. The second bond is still in progress, which is making major improvement to all 6 schools and build 2 turf fields. During her tenure, the district financial standing strengthened, and we improved our Moody's rating from AA2 to AA1 and finally to AAA, which is the best rating one can get. She was not only the anchor of the business office, but was also the best party giver with her cooking and baking. We miss her, but we know she is enjoying her retirement, and we want to wish her the best.
I would like to honor Mrs. Ann Bonington, teacher of reading. Ann started teaching in New York City schools in 1978. She transitioned to Chappaqua in 1998, where she taught 3rd grade for 3 years, and then became a reading teacher at West Orchard, the role she's been in ever since. She's been at West Orchard for 22 years. Ann's primary role is to provide targeted, differentiated interventions for students who require reading support, and she's also been a tremendous support to our classroom teachers as well. In her file, I found a letter to Dr. Wilhelm, principal at the time. It reads, "I would like to provide high praise for Mrs. Bonington, and I support her recommendation for tenure. Last year, Mrs. Bonington was my son's 3rd grade teacher. Sam has been struggling with attention and emotional issues, which make it difficult for him to feel comfortable in the classroom. Mrs. Bonington was a wonderful match. Sam started feeling good about himself under Mrs. Bonington's guidance. And we thank you for your 22 years of service."
I am pleased to celebrate Lisa Buchanan-Isbicki on her retirement. Lisa began teaching at Greeley in 1989 and has taught almost every math class we have. She helped to create our pre-calculus courses, introduced AP statistics, and has served as the math department chairperson and co-facilitator. She has been a class advisor 3 different times. She coached 9th grade volleyball, co-ed volleyball, and now keeps score for all our volleyball games. She has participated in countless committees and has enjoyed many midnight runs delivering food and clothing to New York City's homeless. She has advised the Math Club and the Bridge Club, and she has mentored many teachers. One year she mentored 3. It is safe to say that Lisa has helped to shape math instruction in her department and our entire school, and we are the better for it. Lisa's excellence in the math classroom is well known, and she is equally well known for encouraging community and relationships with her colleagues. She is a fierce advocate and supporter of the traditions that keep us tied together, including staff breakfasts, even during the pandemic. And she is the holder of the communication chain to our retired teachers. She cares deeply about Greeley and its history, her students, and her colleagues. I know, Lisa, that you will have a full life in retirement, enjoying golf, volleyball, pickleball, and I am sure you will find a way to continue working with students, teachers, and math. So to our brilliant friend with a big heart, congratulations. We will miss you.
It is my pleasure to recognize Vincent Casino on the occasion of his retirement from the Chappaqua Central School District. Vinny worked for the district for over 20 years, and he brought true passion to what he did. During Vinny's time in Chappaqua, he was always either on time or early for work, but never ever late. In fact, he never took a day off, and he retired with over 200 sick days. Vinny loved interacting with our students, and he'd consistently come in early, sit in the lobby, and chat with them. Vinny is also a car fanatic, and he could often be found repairing old vacuums with parts from newer models. Bottom line, each and every day, Vinny showed up to work, ready to work hard, and also inspire those around him. Vinny, we thank you for your contribution and wish you all the best in your retirement.
When I think of Alicia Daly, the first word that comes to mind is excellence. She has supported so many departments over the years, most recently English, math, and art, and I know I speak for everyone who has worked with Alicia when I say that once Alicia is in your department, you fight to keep her there. Many years ago, as a member of the English department and then later department chairperson, I came to rely on her for almost everything. She has this incredible ability to know what needs to be done now, in 2 weeks, and in 2 months. Always anticipating the next challenge and always proactively suggesting a solution, she makes everyone around her more successful. Anyone who has worked with Alicia understands the confidence that she inspires. When she is around, nothing can go wrong, and when you make a mistake, there is nothing she can't fix. Whether it is ordering resources in anticipation of a need, arguing with a bookseller for the best price, speeding delivery to make a deadline, or organizing days of exams, she is brilliant. She is also loyal, tactful while being direct, empathetic toward others, and dedicated to her departments. Alicia, I can't tell you how many people have said a version of, "We need Alicia. She does all of our," and just fill in the blank. It's a recognition that there seems to be nothing you can't do. You are missed. Enjoy your retirement and congratulations. It is my pleasure to recognize Pat Donovan on her retirement. Pat began teaching at Greeley in 1997 and has dedicated herself to teaching students chemistry, physics, and science research. For many years, she has served as the Science Department chairperson and is now the Science Department co-facilitator. She has coached the Science Olympiad team, advised the club class match, which connected Greeley students to younger students in need, providing them with supplies, resources, and friendship. She participated in Teacher Action Research and Critical Friends, and she has served on many committees working to hire new teachers and study how space influences instruction. When Pat leaves, above all, she will miss her students, their willingness to learn, and their sense of humor. I know that Pat speaks for all of us in education when she says that leaving behind the personal interaction with her students and the joy that this work brings makes retiring very hard. And I know her students feel the same way. In her class, Pat brings an excitement about science and an intense fascination about how the world works, which is contagious. Pat, I've appreciated working with you, your thoughtful approach to education, and your drive to never stop learning yourself. And even if that Alaskan cruise might be on hold for some time, I hope to see you on Block Island, and I wish you many happy years in retirement. Congratulations.
I'm here this evening to recognize Tim Doyle on the occasion of his retirement after 22 years of service as the assistant principal at Bell Middle School. Retirement events such as this do not permit enough time for me to outline the many achievements and successes of Tim. So in the time allotted, I'll aim for the essence of Tim and try and capture some of his leadership and personality. Tim was considered to be a promise and trust keeper at Bell. He lost many hours of sleep worrying about students and families. He worked painstakingly on our schedule and on reports. He kept those trains running. He always put the students' interests first above his own, and he was willing to have difficult conversations to ensure that we had the kind of middle school where young adolescents could feel safe and secure and welcome. Thank you, Tim. On a personal note, I thank you for being a great colleague and partner over these years, and for sharpening my own saw and my own thinking, and being a great help and a trusted colleague. I know, Tim, that you always put duty above yourself, service above reward, and today there are so many adults who, because of your help when they were young and sometimes maybe experiencing challenges as adolescents, are now thriving as adults. I salute you, onward, and thanks for such great service.
I would like to honor Mrs. Mary Ellen Ferricane, special education teacher at West Orchard. Mary Ellen began her career as a classroom teacher in 1972, just a year after West Orchard opened its doors. She was a classroom teacher for 7 years, after which she left to raise her family and her children. She returned as a permanent substitute in 1996, and then in 1997, she became our special education teacher for the last 23 years. I looked at her personnel file to find a note from a parent. We were struck by how patiently you watched and held back, giving William space when he needed it, providing support unobtrusively and almost invisibly when he needed it, and pushing him out of his comfort zone, gently yet firmly, when he was stuck. This encapsulates Mary Ellen's approach with all students. Mary Ellen, thank you for your 31 years of service to West Orchard.
Dr. Martin Fitzgerald, principal of Robert E. Bell Middle School, is retiring after 35 years in education. Before becoming an administrator, Martin taught English, reading, and physical education. He's been with the district since 1998 when he became the assistant principal of Bell Middle School before taking the helm in 2003. His contributions to Bell and the district have had a tremendous impact on so many of our students, our faculty, our support staff, and our families. Patient and thoughtful, practical and visionary, and unbelievably kind, Martin is an outstanding leader, a gentleman, and a scholar. Martin empowers students to contribute to a school climate that is positive and inclusive, believing that middle school programs and practices must be developmentally responsible to the needs of young adolescents. Martin's insights, demeanor, and professionalism lifted the level of instructional work for all students in this district. He will be sorely missed by the entire administrative team for all that Martin has accomplished at Bell and for all he has contributed to Chappaqua and our school community. Please join the district in thanking him and wishing him well as he moves on to future endeavors.
I am pleased to celebrate Rob Forlini on his retirement. Rob began teaching at Greeley in 1996 when he was tasked with expanding our video and television production program, for which he wrote a new curriculum. As part of this effort, he began the Production Workshop class, a collaboration between art and theater, where the video students produced films and the acting students performed. He founded the television production class, instructing students in the process of the live broadcast. Part of Rob's intention in his film classes was to recreate his own film school experiences for his high school students. A number of Rob's students have gone on to film school themselves, and some have returned after the first year to tell him that they had already learned the curriculum in his class. And he has introduced many Greeley students to photography, both digital and his true passion, film photography. As an active artist himself with a darkroom in his home, Rob did not just teach a subject, he shared a part of himself with his students and inspired them with his deep commitment to photography. Beyond his classroom, he has advised the filmmaking and television production clubs, as well as the publication The Greeley Voice and the school yearbook. Rob will miss sharing his passion for photography and film with his students and opening students up to an art form that could change their lives. Rob, I wish you a happy and productive retirement with your family and art. Congratulations.
I'd like to congratulate Patricia Greco. Patricia Greco is finishing up her 17th year at Seven Bridges. Tricia has taught in Oklahoma, in Montana, at Ohio, on a Dayton Air Force Base. She's certified as a speech pathologist, a special educator. Worked with many students with ADHD and Asperger's over the years. True professional. Reading some of her references from back when she was hired, she was top 10% of any educator ever met. Excellent rapport with students, staff, teachers, very knowledgeable, gifted in working with parents, a model of inclusion. We can't say enough great things about Tricia. We're certainly going to miss you at Seven Bridges. I'm going to miss you with our Penn State, Ohio State banter, but I'll know where you are. Congratulations, Tricia, on your 17 years in the Chappaqua Central School District, and we wish you the very best.
Bob Herodes was a physical education teacher and coach of many different sports at Greeley for the last several years. Mr. Herodes was respected by his peers, admired by the administration, and is most noted for creating the wonderful community event that is known as the Fun Ball Tournament that is honored each year in his name now. We thank Mr. Herodes for his many years of dedicated service to our students.
It is my distinct honor to recognize Grafflin retiree Joanne Cohen. Joanne worked in the corporate world and served as a Girl Scout leader for a number of years before we were fortunate enough to have her join the Grafflin staff as a teacher aide in February 2006. It seems like yesterday that I called her on a Friday afternoon to start on Monday morning. Joanne's transition into her new career was seamless. She quickly learned about her new responsibilities and set out to develop positive relationships with the students and staff. Joanne's myriad of assigned duties included supervision at lunch recess, distribution of book packs, first grade classroom support, and greeting visitors at the front desk. Joanne would lovingly describe herself as a jack of all trades. In September 2009, Joanne accepted a teaching assistant position at Grafflin. During her career as a teaching assistant, she has supported students and teachers in every grade level. Joanne was assigned to Seven Bridges for the 2011-12 school year. When she returned to Grafflin the following year, Joanne told her colleagues it was like returning home after being away for a while. Anyone who has worked with Joanne will tell you that her success as a teaching assistant is due to her calm and quiet approach. She works hard to get to know every student personally, academically, and emotionally. Joanne will be terribly missed at Grafflin by the students, teachers, and her fellow teaching assistants, but she can't wait to spend face-to-face time with her recently born granddaughter. Joanne, the Grafflin staff joins me in wishing you the very best in your next adventure in life.
Rita Lee has been West Orchard's music teacher for 21 years. Rita holds a deep appreciation for all the arts, including literature. One of her most beloved books is The Little Prince. The quote from the book that most closely reflects her legacy here at West Orchard is, "It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye." Everything Rita did was from the heart. Her passion manifested as dedication, creativity, and beauty. Every member of the West Orchard community holds vivid memories of sitting in the cafetorium and being moved by the sights and sounds of our children using their voices to share learning and inspire change. While in those moments their collective powers have felt almost magical, they are actually the very real reflections of Rita's tireless efforts, boundless imagination, and commitment to excellence. In times of celebration and in times of sorrow, Rita's works of the heart have united and strengthened our West Orchard family. We will miss her dearly, but promise that her legacy will play on.
I'd like to wish Diane Madaio a happy retirement. 17 years in the Chappaqua Central School District. Before that, she worked at John Paulding School in Terrytown, as well as the Boseys in Yorktown Heights. Total professional, very thorough, helpful, brings a ton of energy, excitement, the highest level of professionalism, dedication. She not only brought her talents to Seven Bridges, but she also spent time at Roaring Brook, where she was an administrative assistant. And from what I learned in looking at her file, she was the assistant principal over there for some time. So she served on leadership teams. She developed new screening processes for kindergartners. She chaired elementary science committees, was the chair on the curriculum council, developed staff development. She did a ton of things, and I wish, honestly, that I knew all of these things. I should have looked at her first resume sooner. She is just a wealth of knowledge, always giving 150%. She's going to be missed dearly at Seven Bridges, and I can't think of a more selfless person that I've met. And we wish you all the best, Diane, in your 17 years in the Chappaqua Central School District.
It's my pleasure to recognize Monica Mandel on the occasion of her retirement from the Chappaqua Central School District. Monica became a member of the Roaring Brook faculty in 1994. During her early years, she served as a kindergarten teacher and was also an active member of the school community. When Monica moved from kindergarten to first grade, she developed a daily literacy block and used a variety of formative assessments to differentiate instruction for each of her learners. Her principal during that time noted that Monica was a reflective and thoughtful teacher who was committed to continuous improvement and often sought feedback on her professional practice. Monica continued to expand her instructional repertoire as she moved to third and then second grade. She assumed a wide array of leadership roles within the school, serving as team leader, new teacher mentor, and member of the school-wide child study team. She's maintained a risk-free environment in her classroom, one where her students feel safe to ask questions and share their thinking with their peers. Monica, your curiosity, intelligence, and commitment to continuous learning have contributed to the success of your students and our entire community over these past 26 years. We thank you for your contribution and wish you all the best in your retirement.
Good evening. I'm honored and delighted to say a few words about Manuel "Manny" Martins. Manny's success story is truly inspiring. As a young man, he left Portugal and moved to France and then to the U.S. to make a better life for himself. Over the years, he's worked 3 jobs in a factory, bakery, and as a custodian, all so that he could provide a great life and education for his family. We were lucky enough to have Manny join our Chappaqua team in 2006 as a substitute cleaner. He became a full-time cleaner in 2008 and was promoted to custodian in 2018. Anyone will tell you that Manny is a kind and gentle man who takes great pride in his work. He's a devoted father, friend, and co-worker and always finds the time to say hello. At Grafflin, Manny could be seen each day safely directing the dismissal traffic. We will miss Manny's quiet, reserved presence and his warm smile. All the best to you, Manny, as you enjoy your next adventure in retirement. I hope your plan includes a trip to Portugal. Best wishes.
After 38 plus years in education, this past April, Dr. Heidi McCarthy announced her retirement as the Director of Pupil Personnel Services in Chappaqua. Ever since her arrival 9 years ago, Heidi has been a powerful voice for all students. She has been instrumental in moving forward the teaching and learning practices that support an inclusive educational environment. Heidi made certain students with disabilities had every opportunity to participate in our extracurricular program and activities. During her tenure, Heidi provided a wealth of knowledge, a historical understanding, and a unique perspective that were essential in helping the district successfully address the numerous state laws, federal regulations, and mandates. She spearheaded our Tri-State Consortium consultancy visit focused on our special education program, where she used this feedback to enhance our practices and advocated for an adherence to our universal design principles as the district moved forward with social-emotional learning alignment, curriculum alignment, project-based learning in our innovative spaces, technology integration, and personalized learning. Please join us in thanking Heidi for her tireless service and unwavering dedication to the Chappaqua Central School District community. She will be missed, and we wish her well in her future endeavors.
I'm thrilled to be here to recognize Rocky Meliambro on the occasion of his retirement from Bell Middle School and from Chappaqua Central School District, where he served for over 26 years. Well done, Rocky. I've known Rocky for many of those years, and in his time at Bell, Rocky has proven himself to be a loyal, dedicated, and committed custodian at our school. Rocky is beloved by staff and students, always available to help out, be that at a locker or helping people with their belongings or giving them guidance even with cars and directions in the morning or the afternoon. I want to thank you, Rocky. You always brought joy, and often I heard you sing through the day. And so with that, Rocky, you leave a strong legacy. Bell is better from when you arrived, and that in itself should make you feel strong and good as you move into your next chapter. Happy retirement on behalf of all of us at Bell.
I am pleased to recognize Joe Montuori on his retirement. Joe began teaching at Greeley in 2000. He has taught AP U.S. History, Regents U.S. History, Sustainable Futures, which he created, Public Affairs in conjunction with Syracuse University, 9th grade Global Studies, and Contemporary Issues. He has served as an instructional technology coach, participated in teacher action research, and has advised our Sustainability Club, formerly known as STOP. In his teaching, he broke new ground in his APUSH classes, working to include problem-based learning and active student projects into a content-heavy AP curriculum, pushing us to think differently about instruction, and this work is thriving today. It may not be a surprise to you to learn that Joe entered teaching because of his deep concern for the world and the people living in it. You may not be surprised that he was almost an environmental scientist, but we and so many students are thankful he chose to teach history. His thoughtful and calming presence in the classroom gives space for student voice, and his insightful questions push them to think. Joe has a full retirement ahead of him. He's installing solar panels in his home and actively involved in sustainable causes. I know he will continue to improve our world, and he has passed that legacy of concern to his students, though I know one student organization now in search of an advisor. Joe, you will be missed. Congratulations on your retirement.
I am here to congratulate Joanne on her retirement. Joanne spent her first 17 years in Chappaqua at Roaring Brook. She loved working at Roaring Brook, and she considered her co-workers her family. While at Roaring Brook, she made strong bonds with the children and their families. We were told we were getting a strong, dedicated teaching assistant, but we soon found out how lucky we were that Joanne came to work at Bell. She immediately got to work learning all she could about Bell and would often ask me questions in order to do the best job she could. I would often see her in a classroom taking notes and doing all she could to learn the new curriculum routines and trying to understand how middle school children acted. It quickly became obvious why the children love her. She has a calm approach to working with the students and has tons of energy. Above all, she has a great sense of humor and doesn't take herself too seriously. Joanne, you will be greatly missed, and I thank you for all you have done for the students at Bell and Roaring Brook. You will be missed tremendously. Enjoy the next chapter in your life, and thank you for dedicating yourself to the students in Chappaqua for so long. Congratulations.
It is a distinct pleasure for me to have this opportunity to recognize a distinguished and dedicated career in the service of the children of Chappaqua Central School District, and more importantly and personally to have had the opportunity of spending many years working with you at Bell Middle School. I do not have the time, and I would need a lot of hours to scratch the surface of the work and hard efforts of Pat while she was in service at Bell Middle School. But it would be impossible for me to capture the quality and the depth of the relationship she forged with the children, their families, and the adults at Bell. Pat has rightly secured a name among the names of the greats who have walked through Bell Middle School. She is considered an institution. But more importantly, Pat's legacy is indelibly etched on the lives of so many children who she cared for and looked after in her time at Bell. Pat, I wish you a long and happy retirement. I'm sure you will have many more adventures. I know you always kept your eye on the prize.
It is my pleasure to recognize Doris Puglisi on the occasion of her retirement from the Chappaqua Central School District. Doris is someone who has been described by her colleagues as someone with a kind soul and a huge heart, and she's always thinking about others before herself. Doris has taught students of all ages, as she has spent time at Seven Bridges and Bell, as well as Roaring Brook. It's obvious from spending time with Doris how much she enjoys working with children and how much of herself She absolutely pours into these students to ensure they move forward with their literacy abilities and get what they need. Doris absolutely thrives on watching her students grow as readers. Also, Doris has a dog named Tara, who she religiously takes on long walks every morning before coming to school. She also has a charming house on Cape Cod, where she plans to spend her days of retirement. Doris, we thank you for your contribution and wish you all the best in your retirement.
I am here tonight to honor Gerard Sulli, our library media specialist. Jerry began his career in Bronxville for 6 years as a library media specialist and then came to Chappaqua and has been in Chappaqua for 22 years. He's instilled the love of books and literacy. He engaged students in game-based learning for library skills, research, and recently coding and project-based learning. Jerry has a passion for tennis. He is a coach at our high school here at Greeley, and students will forever remember the Sully card, a card that was given to students earned in the library only to be redeemed later for a short volleyball or wiffle ball game with Jerry. Students cherish this so much. Recently, in early May, Jerry received an email from a former student who's now 30 years old who found the Sully card she had saved over the years. Congratulations to Gerard Sulli for his 22 years of service to West Orchard.
I'd like to congratulate Laura Ann Triglia on her retirement after 20 years. Laura came to us from Bell. Prior to her teaching at Bell, she taught in Scarborough. Smart cookie. Graduated from BC, magna cum laude. Long-time collaborator, assessment guru, very passionate about bringing parents. Way back when she started the Parent Contact Program, department chair, supervised teaching assistants, trained them, served on panels. Laura has done it all. We're so thrilled to wish her on to the next chapter. A true professional, one of our very best collaborators. And we're truly going to miss you, Laura. Congratulations on your retirement from all of us at Seven Bridges.
I am pleased to recognize Steve Warren on his retirement. Steve began teaching at Greeley in 1990. For 30 years, he has inspired students to learn Spanish and to enjoy themselves while learning Spanish. Always focused on authentic experiences, he partnered with an elementary school teacher through Teacher Action Research to work on language acquisition and the development of reading skills. Such a simply brilliant idea that teaching younger students to read for the first time would inform teaching older students to learn to read in a new language. Steve has served twice as class advisor and many times as a new teacher mentor. In fact, he was my mentor in 1998. Can you imagine my incredible good fortune of having had Steve to guide my first steps at Greeley with humor, truth, and kindness? Steve's classroom is a place of joy and a place of humanity. Every student who enters his class feels challenged to learn and personally supported. His students will miss him terribly, as will the school. Of course, his legacy is strongly felt within his subject area, but also in the larger community, where he has dedicated himself to building and sustaining relationships, and where he has advocated successfully for equity, kindness, and understanding. He is the founder of Alliance for Equality, which has created a safe place for all students, helped to shift the culture at Greeley, and is thriving to this day. Steve, Greeley is a better place because of you. Enjoy a joyful life in retirement. Congratulations.
On behalf of the PTA and the families we represent, we say farewell and good luck. Education holds answers to just about every problem we face, and your commitment to a career in this district means that you have done much good for many. It's said that through education we can affect eternity. You've built a valued, important legacy through your work here. We hope you remember your students and their parents as fondly as we will remember you. We thank you for partnering with us through the years, and we wish you every happiness.
Hi everybody, I hope you're well. Everything is well here in the Benak household, although we're suffering a little from cabin fever. How do I summarize 28 years at Greeley in parting words? we teach more than mathematics and science and world language and physical education. Teaching is all about relationships, and our students need to know that we love them as if they were our own children. Doesn't mean that sometimes we don't take on the role of a disciplinarian, but everything that we do is tempered by that love of young people and trying to help them to grow into adulthood. I've been very fortunate at having some wonderful colleagues and students over the years, and I love them truly, and I will miss them all. I hope to come back and visit, and I thank you all for what you've done for me in my 28 years at Greeley. It's been a wonderful ride, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Lisa Buchanan-Spicky. This is my 31st year at Horace Greeley High School in the math department, where I've been for more than half my life. I want us to focus on the fact that we should keep a balance, keep standards high, and take care of each other. Focus on being a caring community dedicated to teaching and learning. I love that it's a place where it's okay to like school, and that those of us that are a little different can fit in. Thank you to everybody, my friends, the administration, parents, teachers, and students who have made my career amazing. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Tim Doyle. I'm the assistant principal at Bell's School. I've been at Bell for 22 years. I'd like to first start by thanking everybody for making my time at Bell so rewarding and wonderful. The staff that I have worked with, I'm so impressed by their professionalism and their devotion to the students. The students that have come through have been wonderful, and I'm always grateful for the opportunity to work with those students and work with their families that have been so supportive. My one piece of advice that I would give to the person that is taking my place is to take advantage of the wonderful people that you have working with you. As I said, we have a staff that is so professional and is so dedicated to doing the best that they can for the students of this school. And the more that you can reflect and you can work with other people and get more heads involved in decisions, the better off you're going to be. I think, as the saying goes, two heads are better than one, and the more that you can bounce around ideas off of each other and be willing to take time to make the best decision, the better off that the decision's going to be. So I wish you luck, and I wish the best for the building, and I'm sure you're going to find your experience at Bell to be just as wonderful as I found mine to be. Thanks.
Hello, this is Martin Fitzgerald, soon to retire principal at Bell Middle School, and this is the segment in the evening where we get to offer a little advice. And so, like with all advice, sometimes it is best withheld until requested, and then it should be offered carefully and mindfully. And so, for the next leader at Bell, I'd suggest trust and be trustworthy. Be abundant and generous. Be brave of heart. Be patient. Listen, observe, learn. Recognize the privilege of leadership. Check your ego at the door. Be compassionate with yourself, compassionate with others, and recognize the gift and blessing of a life spent in service of children. The time passes quickly. Stay awake and ever onward.
Hi, this is Robert Forlini. I was an art teacher at Horace Greeley for 23 years. My advice to any young artist would be, when you're creating, to keep the real purpose of art in mind. To quote the philosopher Suzanne Langer, the purpose of art is the creation of form symbolizing human feelings. Try to always keep this approach in mind.
Hi, Patricia Greco here with my mom and kids in sunny California, where I plan on retiring. I moved to Chappaqua from Montana in 1997, and I've been in the Chappaqua School District for 21 and a half years. I started back in 1999 as a 5th grade special ed teacher at West Orchard and came to Seven Bridges when it opened. For several years, I've been part of the ESY program and have served as department chair. 2 of my 4 children attended schools here, and are graduates from Greeley. My advice to new teachers: your relationship with parents is key. We're in this together. Good luck. You couldn't be in a better educational district.
Hi, my name is Joanne Cohn. I'm a teaching assistant at Grafflin Elementary School. I've been working for the Chappaqua School District for about 15 years. My advice to a new teaching assistant would be to always bring a bag of tricks, because you always have to expect the unexpected. And in that bag, you need to bring your patience and your compassion. You must be flexible, creative, and willing to collaborate with many other colleagues. But most of all, enjoy the ride. Thank you.
My name is Heidi McCarthy, and I recently retired from the Chappaqua School District as the Director of Pupil Personnel Services after serving 10 years in the district. My retirement lasted a weekend. I am currently continuing to do important work on behalf of individuals with disabilities within my own community. The picture that I shared with you of my family is one that was taken this past winter, and unfortunately, due to our current health situation, we have not been able to be back together since then. But I am thrilled to announce that since that picture was taken, we welcomed another member into our family and are looking forward to welcome yet another little member into our family in August. My advice for someone who will be taking my position may sound cliche, but it's really about the why and the who. And that is, if you focus on why you are doing the work, and if you focus on the students and do the work with integrity and honesty and passion, it is the most rewarding and fulfilling job that you will ever have. I'd like to wish my fellow retirees good health and happiness in your retirement, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Joanne Wozachowski. I'm a teaching assistant for 19 years. My piece of advice for new employees that are coming in as TAs is that you are going to be a team player. You're going to be working with the most amazing group of teachers, dedicated professional teachers. Also, my final advice is to let the children know that you're there for their share in their successes, and good luck.
My name is Pat Pollock. I've lived in Chappaqua for 32 years. My children received an outstanding education here. In the year 2004, I became the full-time nurse at Bell School. Probably the hardest job, but I loved every minute of it. I've had the opportunity to meet wonderful parents and kids all along the way, and I'm grateful for that. And my advice to anyone coming is, it takes a village. It's a privilege to be in this village. And always remember to let parents and students know that you care.
Hola, I'm Steve Warren. I've been a Spanish teacher at Horace Greeley for 30 years. I've got just one word for you: connect. The heart of this district is not its policies or protocols. The heart of Chappaqua is people. So connect with people. Connect with each other. Connect with colleagues, parents, and students. Celebrate, mourn, and laugh together. Get angry, be frustrated, express joy together. Recognize, congratulate, and encourage each other. Just connect.